Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. I'm not going to start this right here with chapstick because you see, hopefully not lipstick on teeth. You see we got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to do 3 looks in this video. This is the last look. So we're going out looking decent, okay? That was a must because I really felt like I needed to redeem myself after that recreated look number 1. That wasn't a recreation. I don't know what that was, but hashtag troll tried it. Thumbs up for effort. High five. So I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, just trying new things, enjoying doing videos, enjoying your time on YouTube, whatever channels you watch. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standard. You set the standard for yourself as you lower your recording device. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even with face paint on. That is what we stand for here. Because why? Self-acceptance and self-love. That is the crazy troll nation way. I do curse in my videos at times because I curse in real life at times. So we're going to get to it with these looks. Thank you for being here. And yeah, you'll see me at the end. Thanks. Sugar Cookie Chapstick. Picked it at random. We have this eye primed already. I'm going to try and be as quick as possible, and I feel bad saying that because when I say that, it's usually longer than I anticipate. But we're going to see because we have a lot to do, as you know. We're going to just jump right in. We're going to take Cygnus, this shade here. That's going to go on the first half of the lid. And so we're just going to press. We did use the Fenty eyeshadow primer. So that's just going to go here. I'm using a smaller brush to give me more control and to really just press it into the primer, hoping to eliminate some fallout. So that's what we have with that shade. I've been having some thoughts about these palettes, but I will wait. I will wait. I'm looking at my notes, and there's fallout on my paper from tapping off my brush. So far, none under my eye, but we'll see what happens as we keep going. Now we're going to take Ebb, this shade here, and we're going to put that on the second half of the lid. We're using a different brush. This one is a metallic. The first shade was sparkling foiled, so that's why I wanted to use that brush with that. And we're going to flick this out a little bit. So we're still playing with shapes. And I messed up. I didn't mean to do that. Shoot. And now it's stuck. But I did take primer all the way out. So you know what? Let's bring it back in. We're going to act like we did it on purpose. After the other look, like this will be a big improvement anyway. Oh my goodness. But I do things like that hoping to encourage you to just play in your makeup, have fun with your makeup. We're going to take a brush with no shadow on it. I did not intend to do this, but we are going to do this. How do I want to do this? No, we're just going to use this brush and lightly, very lightly pull this way to get a blend. This shade will give fallout, and so I'm hesitant to do too much now that it's already there. I think that is okay for the blend, but this is looking kind of janky. Do I have a transition shade? No. So that means we need to do some blending up here, and we're going to just run the brush lightly over this first shade. If I do have a lot of fallout, then I will just take some more foundation and put under my eyes. I have on the Fenty primer, the Fenty foundation, and of course the Fenty brow pencil. So we're going to leave that like that. I do kind of want something else up here, but we're going to leave that like that. Let me check the face. No fallout so far. Now we're going to take Stellar. Excuse me, this shade right here, and that's going to go on the first half of the lid as a topper. I don't know about this, y'all, but we're going to find out. So we're going to, this shade is flaky in the pan. Once I like swipe the brush in it, it does flake. And there's a dent in the pan already. This is a soft shade. Okay. This is, not that I go to Christmas parties, but this would be a Christmas party-ish type look because it's sparkly. Now we're going to take a clean brush. We're going to take Super Ionic, this shade right here. Thinking they'll look the same even though they're described different, of course. Stellar is Sparkling Wet Effect White. Super Ionic that we're going to take now is described as Sparkling Foiled Silver with multicolor specks. And I wanted to put it over this creamy matte shade. Was that a creamy matte shade? No, metallic. This color though, to see if it would bring out the specks. Bring out different specks in this shadow. And it kind of does, but you have to be nuanced with it because just glancing at it, it's like, okay, they look the same, but as you look, it is a little different. So it's very nuanced. It may not be enough for you to want to use these two shades, but I also wanted to see what they look like next to each other and over the darker colors. And so that was the purpose in doing this, is just to see, because I know I mentioned when I did swatches, wanting to see what they look like over different color shadow bases, meaning the paint pots or, excuse me, the fluid lines. But putting a dark shadow can serve as a base too. I have a lot of fallout over here from this outer corner shade, but we will deal with that later if I don't forget. So we're going to go back to the brush that had that outer corner color, and we're going to just tap in lightly and just tap here because we want to keep this dark over here. Not super dark, but just have some definition for the outer corner. And so we're going to leave this like this, and we're going to bring it in. This is going to give fallout because we're pulling it over that sparkling shade. So we're going to leave that like that. So I can see that there are different shades. This, and it may just be, you can say it's the lighting. But here it is looking more silverish, and then there's a bluish tint over here. Is it because of what we put it on top of, or because of the multicolored specks in it? Who knows? And then you see the darkness over here from that side. So now we're going to take Contrail, this matte white, and that's going to go in our tear duct area. So we're just going to lighten it up without anything else sparkly here. And I remember when I did the live swatches, I was surprised how this showed up, and I think it was Jenna who said it might look better padded. So we're going to pat it, but it still kind of looks the same for me. All right, so we're just, ooh, I don't like how this came way down, but we will fix that later too. And you know what, I wanna put some, take some up here, just a little bit. So that is that. Definitely an improvement from the look we did yesterday. So now we're going to take NYX Retractable Eyeliner in white, which I very seldom use, and we're going to put this under here just to see what happens. Because I want to bring some lightness to the look, but I also want to use more shades. The shades we're using for this look, this is 8 shades compared to yesterday's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 9 shades. So this will make it so we've used every shade in this palette. Granted, we are layering, so you're not seeing how they will look on their own, or maybe they would. Who knows? We'll find out one day. Now we're going to take, I called it, oh, not that one. We're going to take Flurry, which is this shade here, and that's going to go on our lower lash line. I really think I'm going to get a lot of fallout soon because we're going to put some sparkly shades under here. So I will be going back with foundation to put under this eye to clean this up and to clean up this area over here that has fallout. So that's what we're going to do. I did not have a tan liner to put under here, and this is described as matte eggshell, so that's why we used the white, since we were going to cover it up anyway. But it does still kind of look true to what it is though. You see what I'm saying? So now we're going to take I called it Neve earlier. It's Neve, I think. I'm not sure. It's Neve, but each E has like the little mark over top of it. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. We're going to take this on the first half of the lower lash line. And so this is where I was saying I'm sure I'm going to get some fallout, because this is a sparkly shade. This is described as sparkly metallic peony pink. Whether it's pink or not, I don't know. What do I know? I just know I'm playing in makeup. That's all I know right now. Trying to see what else I can do with this palette other than butcher Natasha Denona looks. I saw on her Instagram today that she did do a short. I'm guessing it was not a short, because shorts are on YouTube. It was either a reel or a story of the look that I called myself recreating yesterday. And she did use, you know, her pencil liner. And I'm like, see? And I think she used her liquid liner. And I'm like, but anyway, hashtag troll tried it. I tried it. Now we're going to take Skift. Did I pronounce it right this time? Yes, this, and we're going to put this on the outer lower lash line. And this is matte medium gray. So this is not really showing up, is it? I don't know. This is not, no, Skift, Sparkling Foil Light Medium Champagne. What was I reading? I don't know what I was reading. Oh, I was reading Snert. I was watching Alicia Archer's video, Snert, because she looked up the names of what they mean. Snert is a mixture of snow and dirt. So that's how you get the word snert. I'm like, oh, that's clever. And it does make sense. So this is supposed to look like a mixture of snow and dirt. I am not really liking how this is looking under here. You know why? Because I'm used to having something darker underneath. And I am pulling this over to where that first shade was, overlapping. I'm used to a darker lower lash line. That's what it is. And now we're going to take Sposh. I do have a little bit of fallout, not too much. We're going to take Sposh, this shade here, and I have to do an outer V and to kind of wing it. Uh-oh. But wings, I mean, outer V's usually aren't winged out. I got all these brushes right here. Oh, so I don't know. This is going to create fallout too because we're layering. So we're trying to do the V, which is to have a sharp point. So we're coming straight and then coming straight this way. This is interesting. So that'll give us some definition like right here. But it's not showing up much down here. But what we are going to do, this eye is starting to tear because doing the lower lash line, some of the shadow, that flurry shade puffed up into my eye. So hopefully it won't mess up the look too much. This is just turning into an outer corner shade. Well, you can see the V like right here, but once you come out here, when you look here, it just looks like outer corner. But we're going to leave it because I'm liking the definition. And so we're just kind of winging that out to where the other color was. And we're going to leave that like that. And no, it's not pointed. Maybe I'll put some foundation here and just sharpen that. But I don't want to do too much and then make it worse. You know what I'm saying? So now we're going to take... I had out a black liner and a silver liner for upper lash line. Silver, this is OK Boomer from Melt Cosmetics. And this is Max Paint Pot in Black Mirror. I'm thinking black because silver, it would tie into the lower lash line. It is tearing. You see that? And it created a serious crease like right there in the middle. Shoot. When my eyes tear, it happens quick. I'm just taking one of the brushes that had one of these two shades on there. I don't even know which one this had on there. And so I'm just seeing if it'll blend it together or just leave that crease gap thing. I think we got it where it doesn't look like it's creased. But I'm going to take Black Mirror Max Paint Pot. And we're going to use that as our liner for our upper lash line. There's a lot of pickup on my paper down here. And we are going to just line our upper lash line. I was wrong about this brush, the 210 from MAC. This is actually the one that says liquid gels and powders. The other one that I was saying I thought this was just for liquids and creams. Wait, what did I say? Liquids, creams, and powders is what this brush is for. The other one was liquids and creams, and that's the one I thought I needed to get because I wanted to use them for the paint pots. But ironically, this one, liquids, creams, and powders, is a lot more thin and pointy than the ones that just says liquids and creams. And so that's how I decided to just get this one. And so it was kind of ironic that the one for powders would be thinner than the ones just for creams. So we're going to leave that like that. I do want to put something for my upper brow bone. I'm going to take Prime Pometics. This is their black. And we're going to put this on our inner rim at the bottom. And do I want to do the top? Because I just need something dark. See that difference that made? I'm going to put that up here. I realized with the look yesterday, I forgot to... having trouble talking and doing my upper waterline. I forgot to put on mascara. There was so much going on with that look. I'm not even upset at myself because I tried a lot. I did a lot. And that to me was, okay, that'll be enough. So we're going to put on mascara real quick. Oh, what do I got? I'm just going to grab the Dior 288 blue because it doesn't show up blue on me really. And so we're just going to put this on. So that is it for this look. How are we for time? Okay, we're at 15 minutes. And I could have waited to do mascara last. What I'm going to ask you to do, I know it's difficult because I do the same thing. I'm going to ask you to not compare one look, like one eye to the other eye, but just try to look at each look on its own. And I didn't really want to do one look each eye because I think it is automatic to compare. I like this one better. I like that one better. But I'm going to ask you to try not to do that and just to see, you know, how you feel about each look on its own, just to appreciate it for what it is and not compare it to the other eye. So that's what I'm going to ask you. I just got mascara on my nose. And again, I know it's challenging because I do the same thing. If I see two different looks at the same time, it's a natural tendency to be like, oh, I like that one better. But as much as possible, try not to do that. I think I'm going to clean up afterwards. This is tearing again. Look at that. I was going to say, don't let me forget, but I can't hear you because this is not alive. So we're going to go ahead and prime this eye. I want to put something up here. And I don't think... I hope this doesn't mess it up. I'm going to take Flurry. And hopefully this won't be too ashy up here. But I don't think so because it's dusty. You see all this dust? That's from Flurry, this shade right here. This is a dusty palette. But because this is my skin tone, even if it does fall out on my face, which is not... it's not going to make that much of a difference. So we're going to just, I like that better. Yeah, but I did overlap too much. So let's bring this out here. Let's just kind of clean up over here. You know what? Yeah, let's do this. So I do, oh, it made that look more blue. So yeah, I like this better because it doesn't have blank space. So that's that eye. Yay, me. Okay, we're going to prime this lid. Where's that paper? Let me move my papers. Papers with notes on what to do, what goes where. Because I'm not always good at just looking at a palette and figuring out what goes where. And when you have a palette like this where it looks like so many repeat shades, it's like, okay, it's not going to matter what I do. And so I wanted to make it a point to use different shades and to use each shade at least twice. And I don't know if we're using each shade twice, but as of this eye, we have used each shade once. You saw how they all went on. You saw how they layered. And we are bringing this out here just in case I'm going to wing it. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I am going to wing it. We already have on, I'm acting like this is a whole new video. We still have on the Sugar Cookie chapstick. So we're going to blend this out and we're going to bring out over here. We're going to blend it out over to here, which I normally don't do. My voice is sounding kind of froggy. So let me know your thoughts so far if you've seen other videos with this palette. Some people are liking it, some people are not liking it, but that's any palette, right? That's any palette. And I think it helps me to see videos of people doing something different other than just the usual transition, crease, outer corner, lid. I think this palette screams do something different. Otherwise, all of your looks are going to look the same. And I think I said that in the live when I did the swatches. So we're going to take Ebb, this shade here, which actually we had that over here. Yeah, we're taking Ebb again. So we are reusing shades. I don't know why. Oh, we're taking a smaller brush. Why? Because we're putting that over here. I went up high. So that's going on the second half of the lid. Why am I doing the outer first? I don't want to confuse myself. I don't know why I did that. And I have to wing it. This is not the right brush to wing it though. This is not the brush to wing it. Oh shoot. I was going to say that I take the mascara off my nose, but I did. If you tap mascara where you don't want it, or your brush hits where you don't want it, wait for it to dry. And then if you have nails, not little nubs like me, just use your nail and it'll flake right off. Or like I did with a lipstick applicator, something that'll just pull it right off. Because once it's dry, it'll just flake off. I like how it's lighter here, but then you can pack it. And this is, oh, it's just a regular metallic. That's how her cream to powders and creamy mattes perform. You put them on, it looks one way, and then when you blend it, it looks lighter. We're going to leave this like this. That's all the wing that we're going to do, because I think I need a different brush to wing it out. So we're just going to leave that like that. We're not going to mess it up. And we are going to leave the angle and see what happens with the next shade that we're putting on here, which is going to be Super Ionic. Didn't we just use that too? Yeah, so we're going back to this shade. And we're going to put that all over here. Let me see if I can use a larger brush where I can. And right now, I'm not even that concerned about fallout because I already have to clean up fallout. And so we're going to press. I just don't want this to flake into my eye. So I am closing my eye. I am tapping off. We are pressing. We're not swiping. We're pressing. There's an old gospel song, pressing on. Pressing on. We're pressing on. Pressing on, yes, we're pressing on. And then it goes higher and higher with the octaves. So it starts off with I think like the altos are singing it, and then the sopranos join in. No, wait. What's the lowest? Not the lowest. The tenors start, and then the altos join in, and then the third time the sopranos. And so each time it just goes higher and higher. That's an old song from back in, like, I don't know. I'm tapping to get a blend right here. I have a little bit of fallout, but not a lot. Because we pressed it into the primer. The Fenty primer for me is a tacky primer. I know for some people it's not. But for me it is. So I'm liking how that looks. This is not looking blended like this, but when I go like this, it does. And so I'm not really sure. I don't want to manipulate the shadow too much because it will create fallout. But I am liking it. I'm liking it. Okay, girl. And I didn't have to use the smaller brush. We're going to keep it moving. We have Control for Tear Duct again, and this feels leaky already. So I think some shadow did get into my eye. And I think I'm liking Control for Tear Duct because it's like there, not there. And I could have tried Rhyme, the metallic white, just to see, but I think it would have blended in with this puff. This is a soft shade too, it just puffed up. So for me, this is nice as a tear duct. I wonder what it will look like up here. That might be too much. Do I dare? Do I dare? Now we're going to take Snert, this shade here. And this is, Snert is the matte medium gray that I thought the other one was, and it ain't. And we're going to put that for transition. So that's, well, our upper transition / brow bone, because I don't do it traditional transition shade because I take my lid shades up into the transition area. We put Flurry over here, and it's not much different than Snert in this area. This is Flurry. This is Snert. So this does look a little more, well, I was going to say dirty, but it is a mix of snow and dirt. So yeah, it does look dirty. And so we're just going to whatever's on the brush, because I did coat the sides of the brush. We're just going to bring that down here on top of that blue. And so we're turning the brush as we're swiping. So, yeah. What are we going to do? Lower lash line. We're going to put Ebb on lower lash line, this shade again. I'm not going to put liner under there. I just want to see. I think I may have just used the shadows for liner yesterday, but I do like it better with liner because it's easier to just get it on. This is metallic dark gray, but it functions like a creamy matte. It functions like a creamy matte or a cream to powder. It is a creamy shadow. So we're going to put that there. I do think I'm going to still take, I do not have a lot of fault. Well, yeah, I do. I'm holding this and looking in the mirror, but then I'm looking up here as the mirror instead of down here, or the two mirrors down here. I am so strange. So we're going to take Prime Chromatics to black. The NYX Black Retractable Eyeliner irritates my inner rims. And so it must be one of the ingredients that makes it black, or the ingredient that makes it black, because none of the other ones irritate my inner rims, but the black one does. It happened a while ago. I thought it was old, so I threw it away. But then when I used the new one, I still had some irritation. This one, I don't feel anything. So I know it's just that black from the NYX Retractable one. We're going to take again the MAC Paint Pot and Black Mirror, and we're going to put that on our upper lash line. These bristles are dry. This is the same brush I used for this eye, and I had a thought to take out a clean one, thinking that it would have dried on here, but then I didn't for whatever reason. Then we're going to take this out just a little bit and just run it back. We're not going to do anything crazy like the other day. So we're just going to leave that just like that. We're going to be somewhat sensible today. I am liking this. And so you're seeing that you can, the same mascara that we put on this side, you can get different looks from this palette. You just have to do different things if you want your looks to be different. And that's my point in doing this, and even for myself, to do something different. Because to have 15 shades, and if you say I'm only going to get like 2 or 3 looks out of it, it's like, what? Why? Just get the mini with the 5 shades if you're just going to do the same look. And so I am really liking this palette. I'm not good at saving my thoughts to the end like other people are. And so that's why I'm kind of saying them as I go. But that's what that is. I'm going to edit out cleaning up underneath just for the sake of time. So as of right now, with just this eye, we've used every shadow twice. And then this is a bonus. And we use for this eye 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades over here. I'm going to edit out cleaning up. I'm just going to take some more foundation and I'm going to put that under eye, and we'll be right back. We are back with the finished look. We did take more foundation to put under here, and we used the Hourglass Mineral Veil Translucent Powder, Veil Translucent Setting Powder to set the face, since we did put more foundation underneath. And then we took the Snake palette and we used this as a blush, this as a bronzer, which was way dark, and that's under here too, and what you see up here. We use this as a highlight, and even though this is Radiant Light, just for quickness and ease, we used the single compact and we use the Hourglass brush. Since I've been washing this and I did put a conditioning shampoo on it, it is a little bit softer, so now I'm wondering, like, do I want to keep it? But I'm still not sure. But it's not as prickly as it was. And so that's the finished look. So we have look number 2, this eye here. So just looking at this, what are your thoughts on look number 2? Try your best not to compare with the other eye, because I just want to show you that you can get different looks from this palette if this is a color story that you enjoy. This is look number 3. I like how we maintain the angle, because sometimes when I start off with the angle, it ends up not still being that angle. But I really am enjoying what this look looks like as well. And we will be back with a couple more looks. Thanks. At least just one. I think just one. So we'll do the same one on one eye. Back again, still with As If To You I Went Anywhere. I did a lot since looks 2 and 3. So this is number 4, still with Sugar Cookie. We're going to do the same face, so that way the flat lay can be for this entire video, even though the post on Instagram will be different. Yeah, so the same stuff. Lower lash line, we have on this retractable eyeliner. Thick thighs corded in gray. And on lower and upper waterlines, also called inner rims, also called tight lining, is the Prime Pometics eyeliner in black. So we're going to prime the lids and we're going to get started. What am I looking for? I did pull out there it is. I pulled out brushes so I can try to be as quick as possible. We're going to do a 5th look. We're going to do that tomorrow. Today is still October 26th. We're going to do a look tomorrow. That's going to be a bonus look. So we're going to double up. Whenever look 5 posts, we're going to double it with the day that there's already something posted. So I'll probably just change the times of whatever video is already there. And that's going to, it's a bonus look because it was a member request / suggestion. And also I realized we haven't done a halo look. So if we do a halo, that'll be look number 6 that we've done with this palette. I am having a good time with it. I'm really struggling on what to take out of here to put Retro Glam in here, because I'm digging it the way it is, even though 2 of the gray shades that we did for Brow Bone before, they look the same. Well, they didn't look the same, but they were similar. I do like Snert better because it was a tad darker. But as far as Brow Bone, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And I would use them both. And the one that wasn't Snert, which one? I don't know what it was. I think it might have been Flurry. That would be good as a blend out shade, as long as I don't put too much in and make me look dusty. But so far, like, nothing's making me look dusty or ashy. And so I'm really digging it. I am. And I think this palette, as with a lot of other palettes, it's your thing and you're going to like it or you're not, period. Like, there may be no in between for you. And some palettes are like that. It either just is or it's not. Because then there's some that's like, you know, I could work with it. And then other palettes is like, hell no. I shouldn't have tilted my thing that far down. Or how about I just practice good posture and sit straight when I do my brows. How about that? That's a thought, isn't it? So let's just get into this, because I feel like I'm acting like this is his own video, which means it's going to be longer. It is warm, y'all. It's like 74 degrees in here. So we're going to take, what are we taking? Night Sky, this shade here. And this is going all over the lid. This eye is leaking, which is why you see like a space here. Well, I should say a wet space in the corner from when I washed my face. Sometimes my eyes do tear for a bit from, I did not mean to do that, this up here, from, not the makeup remover wipe, but I was going to say micellar water, but I'm using the Prime Pometics Beauty Water. And so sometimes, like, some of the fluid will get into my eyes. And then, of course, I do wash my face afterwards. So sometimes my eyes just tear. And this is why I normally don't do videos back to back, because I'm not able to just remove the makeup. I need to remove it and then actually wash my face to get all of that off of my face. Otherwise, my skin will itch. And so I didn't redo all of my skincare. I just put on eye cream and my face moisturizer. I didn't do all the things that I did before looks 2 and 3. I'm trying to figure out what to do with that. Or we can just kind of make it graphic and take this up here. Yeah, we'll just do that. Because sometimes that's a look. But then this is looking janky right here. And now that I undid it, you can't undo it. So we're going to leave it like that. But I need to blend this out. Do we have a yes, we do have a transition shade, which is good because I'm trying to see which shade is the transition shade, because this is not wanting to to blend. When I tell y'all, for me, the Fenty primer is a tacky primer. Like, this is not wanting to move. And I did have it to wing it out, but it is not. It's like, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. And this is Nice Guy, which is a metallic black. So you would think like it would just glide, but look at this. Nope. I gotta do patches, do pieces at a time. This shade, and you can see it's saying metallic black, but it has a blue tint to it. Look at that. I like this. I like this. I am really feeling this palette. Now, a month from now, I might be like, okay. But as I keep saying, you don't have to, but to get the most out of it, I did not mean to go up that high, but we need to, because this is all the way up anyway. To get the most out of it, you have to like grays, and you have to want to experiment and do new things. And I know I keep saying that just in case somebody missed it, but I do think it's a requirement for this palette to get different looks, to do different things, and to just experiment. Because otherwise, if you do the same thing, I know I said it before, if you always do what you always did, you're going to always get what you always got. And so if you want something different, you got to do something different. Just like that first look, that was, I appreciate y'all telling me it looked nice. I'm like, thanks. Because I mean, I am glad that I tried it. And I think it was Melina that said, it was good being my first time trying it. And I appreciate that, because I have never tried anything like that before. And it really was my first time. And so for a first time, yeah, that's a good try. You know what I mean? And so I'm hoping to encourage you to keep trying new things. And someone else commented, because of me, they've been trying new things. And that just warms my heart, because that's what I hope to do, is to encourage you to try new things. And, if I'm encouraging you to do it, I'm going to do it. So now we need to bring, first of all, this in here to make it like a black eye like that side. I need to dip back in, because this ain't moving. What's on my lid is not moving. So we are having to go back in. And we need to bring it up higher, because this side is up higher. I don't think I intended to take this up that high, but it ended up there. And now, because it won't move, we're just going to be intentional with it. And that's another thing too. If you start doing a look and it's not turning out how you want it to, just finagle it and just own it. You know what I'm saying? This side has less space right here. So we're going to just press and wiggle. Press and wiggle. So whatever's in the brush, hopefully it's going to press into the skin. And I think it's working. I hate to dip back in. I dipped in lightly, because this shade, as you see, man. I've only watched a few videos, but half of them were complaints about this palette. But I don't know. Maybe I just want to love something that other people don't. I don't know. This is looking janky. We're going to see how it blends later, because this is unacceptable. Now we're going to take Snow Bow. And before I was saying Snow Bow, it's Snow Bow, B-O-W. And that's going to go on the first third of the lid. I'm wondering if I can use a wide brush with this. Let me grab another Hourglass brush, because I had a smaller one pulled out, because this is a flaky shade. This is going to give me fallout. So this is flaking and it's creating dents. This is a soft shade. This is Crystal Sparkling Pink with multicolored specks. This is going to be messy. Already know. She pretty. That's this. That's this right here. But it's pulling this way on top of Night Sky. Y'all, just try different things. I want to press it and pull it over. And I'm liking that it's like lightening up this area right here. Because this is like somebody punched me in the eye. But I was going to own it. But I am liking this. And also this will help soften maybe the top edge. I don't know. This shadow is soft. We're going to come this way because we want to leave the outside dark. So I don't want to take this all the way out. So we're going to stop it there. And then we're going to go back with the brush that had that on there and feather it inward. This is pretty. And I'm wondering right now, does it look like, not necessarily look 2 or 3, because I know the shapes were different and other stuff was different. But I'm wondering if this shade pulled the same. And right now, I don't even remember. We had to have used this shade because doing look 2, that satisfied using all the shades in the palette at least once. But I don't remember right now if we used it for shades 2 and 3. This is what? Snowbow. No, we didn't use this for looks 2 or 3. Excuse me. Okay. This shade is soft. It is just like flaking up in the pan. This is a flaky shade. So all these little pieces you see, that's from Snowbow. That's from that shade. So under eye is not looking too crazy. We're going to go back with the brush that had Night Sky on it and not putting any more. Yeah, we're going to take a little bit lightly on the brush and feather inward just to get a blend. And this is what's going to create fallout because we're disturbing Snowbow. But we'll just clean up again. That's pretty. That is pretty. This side doesn't look like it needs it, but we're going to do it because we did the other side. And maybe bring it further in just to have some more darkness over there. Yo, how come I didn't realize until I went to do this short / IG reel that I didn't do a lip for look 1 and 2. And it's because I was rushing because I'm thinking we have another look to do. And I didn't want the video to be super long, even though sometimes just one look, it might be like 40 something minutes. But I do really try not to have my videos be long. But it just bees like that. It just ends up that way. And it's not intentional. It's really not. I know, don't blow on your makeup. We're going to take Sposh, if I can find it. Sposh, this shade here. And this is going to go lower lash line. This doesn't always want to stay up. When I put it this way, it'll end up just falling backwards. So we're going to take Sposh on the lower lash line. And that's why we put the gray under here. Because this is a cream to powder charcoal shade. And so I didn't want to put black under here because it's not a black shadow, even though it kind of looks like it could be. This is nice. I'm excited for the member suggestion idea. It wasn't quite a request, but I'm treating it as such. If you're curious about membership, there's a link you can click below to tell you what. See, that's the wet part. And you see where it's red, where this side isn't like that. So I don't know if it's going to hold shadow or not. And I don't think it is. If you're curious about membership, you can click the link. It'll tell you what the perks are. And if it's worth it to you, then go ahead and join. And if not, then don't worry about it. The main perk for me is members get to do a request. And if you request something, that's your video. If you want to remain anonymous, let me know. Otherwise, but I'll ask you anyway when you make your request, either through my email or my Instagram, or when I do a members only community tab post, you can put requests there too. And I'll ask you, like, do you want to be shouted out? Do you want me to mention you? And some say yes and some say no. And so that's your video. The member request is your video. You requested it and I'm doing it. That's the main perk for me. And I am really enjoying the community tab post that I do for members only because it's just bringing like our group a little closer together. And it's $2.99 a month. Out of the $2.99, I get $2.10 because of course YouTube is going to take their cut, which I don't have a problem with because they give us this platform to use for free. And I know some people are against it, but you know. We're going to take, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Neve, but it has the little dash over the E's. So Naviz, I'm not sure. I don't know. We're going to take this for inner not inner, but for tear duct. And I know I've been using Control a lot for tear duct, that matte white, because it blends in and it ends up being a gray because we're putting it near gray shades, which is hard not to do with this palette. And this is kind of looking like that too, but it is just a little bit brighter. Not really. I just crack myself up when I go to say something and then I'm like, that ain't true. Like, no, you're wrong. That looks great too. But I am liking the nuances between some of these shadows. Like here, it almost looks like it wants to be like a pinky something, but then as I keep going, then it changes. Like right here looks different than how it looks over here. But then when you come here, it blends in. But then when you turn, you see the brightness. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's with any like sparkling foiled shade, I think. How it looks different depending on where you put it. Now we're going to take Flurry, this shade here. And that's our transition shade. And I'm hoping that it blends this out because this is harsh. These lines are harsh, and I know it is. We're going to see if we can tone that down. Oh man, I don't know. Night Sky was no joke. And we're going to bring that all the way out to here. And I'm going back and forth because I'm trying to diffuse the line. I'm going on the line of Night Sky because I want it to diffuse and it's not. Let me work on this side and come back to that because this Night Sky ain't no joke. And I like that it showed up blue and then putting Snowbow on top of it. It brung out, well, it says multicolored specks for Snowbow, and it brung out pink with multicolored specks, but it brung out the blue, and I'm sure it's because of what we put over it. So I'm tapping it right now, as you see, which made it more intense than when I was just doing like this. But we're going to do this on the line because we got to do something with that line. This side is working. Maybe I should have tapped first over there. Where are we for time? Okay, let me hurry up. I'm going to do the same face. So after we finish the eyes, we're going to do everything the same on the face. I'm liking this right here. This right here. How that looks like it's blending out. It is diffusing that line, which is good. And we are bringing this all the way to here. This is what I need to happen over here. So we're going to go back into Flurry and we're going to tap. And you see from the tapping, it is more intense. And then where we tapped it, where you see those little tap marks, that's where we're going to do small blending motions. It's working, is it? This side still looks so much better. It is working though, but I am putting a little more pressure than I normally do because that Nice Guy didn't want to blend. And I do think Snowbow is helping it to blend because that's that multicolored sparkling foil thing. No, it's just a crystal sparkling pink with multicolored specks. I was reading something else. I'm glad I printed out what the shade names are, the finishes, and the descriptions. So that way I can always tell you and I'll know, because just looking in it, it's like, okay, gray, pink, you know, charcoal, but it's more nuanced than that. And I wanted to know. I'm just liking how this blend over here is. This I'm still not digging. Like this is not, this side I'm liking. Maybe it's the angle, because right here it looks sharp, but then when you turn it looks blended. Shit. So we're going to just put some here. We're going to go back in. So we're not going to do a lot of blending. We're going to tap it and just lightly just do that. I think that works, but then it looks more, I don't want to say dusty, but it looks lighter than I want it to, and it's further down than I want it to be. But that's the way where it's not looking harsh though. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to tap and just lightly just feather. So I don't want it down that far, but that's what we need to do for it to look more blended. I'm loving how from here outward, I'm loving how this blend is right here. The same here. I'm loving how this blend is right here. But it's just this area right here, because I brung Night Sky up too far. I brung Snowbow up too far. But it's definitely a different type of look. I'm thinking if I would wear this somewhere, but where? I would wear this to an event. I'm going to take Flurry, that same brush, And we're going to put that under here, not because, not to, puffed up, not to blend it, but just to buff it down. So you see the difference. This is just whatever that shadow was, which was Sposh. But you see how this just kind of brings it down a little bit further, and I like that look. So we're going to do, I'm glad I tried this because this was not in my notes to do. So what y'all know me, I'll be like, ooh, let's do this. Ooh, let's do that. And then we do it. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. We're going to come under the edge over here. Just because I'm liking how this is looking with that. Ooh, that makes it look like it came to a point, even though it didn't. I'm liking from here out. I'm loving that. I am loving that. I'm loving this lower lash line. What is that? That's Flurry. That's this shade right here. I'm loving what this does. This is a good shade for me. Surprisingly, this being cool tone. What we're going to do, I'm going to edit all of this out. We're going to put, do I want to do a silver for upper lash line? It's not going to be too much, as if you can answer me like right now. We're going to do a silver for upper lash line. We're not going to do Max, Paint Pot, and Black Mirror. We're going to put this on it. Ooh, oh no. But yeah, we're going to do that, and we're going to do the same thing to the face that we did before. We're going to clean up under here. Do I need to, do I? Yeah, we're going to put more foundation under here. We're going to put Melt Gel Liner and OK Boomer Upper Lash Line. We're going to use the same Dior 228 Blue Mascara, which doesn't show up blue on me. We're going to do the same with the face. The Hourglass Setting Powder, the Snake Palette. We're going to use the same shades we did for look 2 and 3. We're going to put Radiant Light all over. I put out the black lip so I wouldn't forget this time. And then we will come back with the finished look. This is our finished look. If all else fails, the lip is bomb. So we did 3 things that I didn't say we were going to do. After I did OK Boomer, upper lash line, winged it just a little bit, we also ran a line up here. Why do I want to keep drawing lines? I don't know. But so we put this under here, and then because it was looking very stark and uneven, I then went back with Flurry, this shade here, and tapped it here to just kind of tone it down, because OK Boomer is like, we here, y'all, what's up, how you doing? Thank you for inviting me to the party. And then we did line the lips again. NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in Alien, which is the black. We did put on the Caviar, and then just here in the middle, we put on Patch Lip Gloss and Bronze Venus. So that's the shine you see. This is what we got, y'all. This is look number 4, and I am happy to say each of the 4 looks were different. This palette has variety. Just got to do something different. Now, whether it turns out the way you plan it to or not, that's a different story. But for me, it has variety. And, oh, no lipstick on my teeth. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much. I'm going to do look number 5, member, idea, request, suggestion. That'll be its own video. And it's going to be a fun one because it's something I don't normally do. And so I do really like the requests because they do take me out of my comfort zone. I don't think it'll be as bad as me trying to recreate Natasha's look, because that was just some other planet. But this one, I'm confident that it will look okay. And then I'm thinking I may do a halo look. The first look I did, one of the looks I did, it might have been the first one, trying to recreate Natasha's, where I put a caption here at the bottom that said it would be a nice halo look if I would also put the gray like on the inside. And so I do think I am going to do a halo look, which would be number 6. But we'll see where we're at, because I am scheduled out all the way till like the 2nd week in November. And so that's why I'm doubling up days with some of these videos and moving some other stuff around. But anyway, I like this look because it's smoky, it's dark, it's shiny, it has some glimmer. I kind of wish I had not put OK Boomer all the way over. Maybe just put a little bit right here in the arch. I don't really like it all the way. Or even if I just would have did just this part right here. And so me trying new things helps me learn what I like and don't like. So yeah, maybe just on the outside or just the arch, but not all the way. Not this bright of a color. When I did, I think a blue before because it looked like a blue black, and because it blended in kind of with my eyebrow color, you know, it wasn't so bad. But this being that bright, so I'm learning here. And so learn with me, try new things. Thank you for being here. Let me know your thoughts about look number 2, trying not to compare it to look number 3. I know it's challenging because, as I said, I have that tendency to do that too. Let me know what you think of look number 2 by itself. Let me know what you think of look number 3 by itself. And I'm doing that because 2 was here and 3 was over here. And let me know what you think about look number 4. I do want to smoke this out more at the bottom because it's so dark, so high up top. And then you got this little sliver of smoke down here. And so, but we're not going to do it. But again, doing looks helps me learn new things to try or other things to just work on for future looks. Let me know your thoughts on this palette and what you've been hearing, what you've been seeing. If you're thinking of getting it, or if you're like hard pass, and I do understand it because you do have to like grays, and I'm surprised that I like it as much as I do because I don't really like mere cool tones, but the way they're pulling on me, some of them are pulling neutral, and then because of how the shades are showing up and even layering them, this is Night Sky with this on top, and it looks blue, but this kind of looked blue by itself anyway, and Night Sky is a metallic black, and so I'm digging it. I'm digging it how they're showing up a little different than how they say. But anyway, this is long enough. We're going to go. Thank you so much for being here. You will see me in the next video. As always, what? Self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me very soon because I upload daily almost. Appreciate you. Links are down below. Shop my links, affiliate links, Rakuten referral link, Mac referral link, all sorts of stuff. And I do appreciate those of you who are shopping my links and using my referral codes. The referral codes actually saves both of us money, or gives us back both money. So that is really a good thing. Shop responsibly with all the links that a lot of us have, and we're putting out on our community tabs. Please, please, please shop responsibly. And by that, I mean, if it's something that you've already had your eye on, and then you're like, oh, so-and-so has a link, I'll use that. But try not to be in the mindset of, oh, a link, I'll just get stuff. You know what I'm saying? So try to think about, is this going to add to my collection? Is this going to have a purpose? Am I going to use it? And not just shopping because it's a sale, because it's always going to be another sale. One thing I'll say about the Shop My links, when you click on it, anything on the site that you purchase will count. But also once you're on the site, whatever sale or deal or percentage off that site is giving, you will get that. So it's not a separate thing. Once you're on the site, you get whatever the site is already offering. And so that's why I like Shop My, because sometimes you can only use one code per order, but with Shop My, you don't need a code. You just get there and you get whatever they're offering, which I think is pretty cool. And also through Rakuten, you can look up websites, Sephora, Fenty, Pat McGrath, and once you're on the site, you get cash back, a percentage of cash back on what you order. So you're spending money, but you're also getting a percentage of cash back on that. And so that's why I do like Rakuten. So I have a referral link below if you're not using Rakuten. There's also Honey, Capital One has one, and there's other cashback apps there. I've just been on Rakuten since it was Ebates eons ago. But anyway, I'm getting long-winded. Video is long. Let's go. Thank you. You will see me in the next video.